Hello and welcome along to a special mod spotlight of my favourite mod, RedPower 2. Now, Prerelease 6 was released today and it's possibly the best thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. It's amazing. So the standard things like world generation is still here, the indigo flowers, and 1.4.6. So you won't be able to use it with other mods at the moment, but I'm sure the other ones will be out soon enough, and this will be included in Feed the Beast, of course. So to be honest with you, you could probably just have great fun with this on its own. It's such a great mod. Now, a major theme of this update is power, not just the generation of electricity, but also the applications of it. So you'll hopefully be familiar with solar panels and thermopiles, but now there's another way to generate power, and that is the Kinetic Generator. And you'll notice as well, it adds in these tabs to the default Minecraft creative modes, so I didn't have to worry about installing not enough items, much as I would have wanted to. But not to worry. So if you get your Kinetic Generator, pop that down, and of course it needs to be rotated. So if I pick up a sonic screwdriver, will it be not charged, or will it be charged? Oh, it's charged. Wicked. Oh, because I'm in creative, so it doesn't matter. Wonderful. So there's a Kinetic Generator, and in fact, I'm just going to use. You see, you can make blocks as well out of the metals, just 9 of the ingots, and you can cut these up like you would anything else. And you can get this, which is a wooden wind turbine. If you pop that down, rather, you put it in there. And so this gauge on the left hand side here tells you how much wind is available for power generation, how much power it's generating. And there's your turbine there, which has a damage value, so it will run out eventually. And there you go. Doesn't that look amazing? And it'll just take a while to warm up. There's also this, which is the wooden windmill, rather than whatever that was, the turbine, I think. And then you can pop that into there as well. I don't think it's high enough. There we go. Look at that. And you can see the other one's starting to spin a little bit. EgoCraft, eat your heart out. And these will generate power for you. So we get ourselves some blue alloy wire. Just connects normally. And these generate quite a lot of power. So this one generates, let me see, 20 times the power of a blue alloy solar panel. Sorry, Blulectric solar panel. And that one only generates 10 times the power, but it's a little bit cheaper and it looks cooler, unfortunately. The worst one looks cooler. And let me see, let's get a battery box. Battery box. Okay, put that down there. See, it's starting to fill up there. And starting to speed up too, and that one's moving as well. Okay, now here's another cool thing about battery boxes in this latest update. You see that one's got a little bit of charge in it. I pick it up, it actually retains that charge. So if I pop it down again, it'll still have it in there, you see? Which is pretty damn cool. Whoops. I'm not in creative mode. Another cool thing about these, if there's nowhere for the power to go, then the windmill has a fail-safe included in it, which will stop the turbine, or the generator has a fail-safe, which will stop the windmill or the turbine. So there you go, which will stop it from wearing down as soon as I give it a valid destination again. It should speed up. There we go. Pretty cool. And I mean, just look at these guys. Amazing. So now that you're generating a load of power, you want to be able to transfer that power more efficiently. The best way to do that now is with a new type of wire called the 10 kilovolt wire. This holds a higher voltage. It's a higher voltage wire with a lower current, so it's just like real life. If I get myself Voltmeter, there we go. Read that. It's a 100-ish volt wire, and there's about. Let's just slow down. Because the battery box is full. Okay, well there you go. So now there's no current going through it, hardly anything, because it's just stopped. That's fine. What we can do, we'll just delete that. Pop another one in. Wonderful. Right. So there we go. Now it's just speeding up again. Awesome. But if you have a lot of power, several of these for example, and you and they get flung up by the turbine, that's amazing. That's really cool. Right, So yeah, if you have a lot of these generating a lot of power, then you want to transfer it more efficiently. You put some 10 kilovolt wires in, and Bob's your uncle. Now nothing's happening at the moment, of course, because this new funky wire can't connect to the lower tier of machinery. So you need to get yourself a voltage transformer. This converts from low voltage to medium voltage. So like this, you see, or that way. Yes, there we go. So if you place it that way, it has the high voltage, or it's actually medium voltage end towards you. So you want to connect that this side, then it'll work. Okay, a little bit complicated. Basically that's filling up, and this will be transferring energy more efficiently, because just like in real life, a massive voltage means a lower current, which means less loss on the cable compared to this one, which has a much higher current and a lower voltage. Something you can do with all this energy that you're creating now with these funky new windmills is use a charging bench. Now at the moment there's only one tool that you can actually charge up in there, but I'm sure there will be more in the future. This is pretty cool. It's just like the Industrial Craft one. Another thing you can do is use this, the Blulectric Engine. Now, as I said, I couldn't install any of the mods, but this is essentially a Buildcraft engine. It has a variable output. It can be up to 32 megajoules per tick, but obviously that would drain a lot of power, and this is very power hungry apparently. But you can use this to power quarries, thermal expansion thingamablobs, new railcraft thingies, I mean pumps, you name it. Something I forgot to mention, these windmills are faster when it's raining. So there we go, seen them readjust. You'll be familiar with the lamps that you make using Lumar and a bit of redstone. Now, these need a redstone current to turn on. There we go, which led to some ugly wiring. Now, there is something called an inverted lamp, and they come in all the different colours, of course. I'll just use white as an example. And if you make them, instead of using redstone dust, use a redstone torch, which means that it's always on, unless you give it a redstone current. So there you go. Inverted lamps make life much easier when you want to decorate your inside. And then there are things called fixtures, which come in all these different colours. These come in the regular and inverted versions. You can see. So there we go. There are also these things called cage lamps, which, to be honest with you, look bloody amazing. And again, there are inverted and normal versions, but they are kind of just like that. And you can't really tell that that one is on. There we go. Got grey instead of white. Nope. There we go. And like anything else from RedPower, you can place these in any angle, any orientation that you would so desire, even upside down. The same goes for the voltmeter as well. You can place that on the sides of things. Don't know about underneath. Yep, you can. Good old RedPower. There are also tube frames, which are basically a pneumatic tube combined with a frame. So they perform the functionalities of a frame and the tube at the same time, which means you can make complicated digging machines, quarries, tunnel borers, all sorts of things. Pretty cool. There's also a redstone tube frame, which, as you would expect, does what a redstone tube and a frame does. You can make that either with a tube frame and a bit of redstone, or a redstone tube and a frame. If you use a hollow cover, yeah, like that, I think it's a cover, then the pipe will be able to pass through, whereas nothing else will. If I get put the cover on, then yeah, that'll go through, but it won't move any other blocks, which is pretty cool. And also it'll also work with chests, that as well. Now, you'll all probably know the project table, which means that you only need to lay out the plan and you can keep picking up the items and they'll keep refreshing. But now there's something you can use called a plan itself. If you write a plan, you can see now I've got a plan for a pneumatic tube. So I don't need to put that in there. I can just pop the plan in there and it'll kind of lay out a ghost plan there, and I can keep making them like that. It's pretty damn cool. If you're missing something, it'll tell you as well, so you know exactly what to put in the project table to fulfill your plan. And this basically means that you can switch between making things really easy. So for example, if thinking in a mod pack like Feed the Beast, there are a lot of things like circuits, batteries that you just make a load of, and they're a real pain to hang on. They're a real pain to keep switching between them. But if you, there we go. If you use plans, it'll just make life much easier. You think, okay, let's make some tubes, boom, boom, boom. Put them in there and make some redstone tubes, boom, 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 boom. Wonderful. Okay, so there you go. That is pretty cool, I think. Okay, now here's something really cool. It's called the Manager, and it's basically a tube management thing, hence the name. They need Bluetricity, and they need to be fully charged before they'll do anything. And I'll explain the interface I'll explain the interface now, in fact. This icon basically means either it requires that in the chest that it's adjacent to, and it doesn't matter how many, or it requires specifically that number of things in the chest. And if there's something in the chest that doesn't belong, it'll output it, and if there's another manager on the network that requires it, it'll send it to that manager, and if not, it'll just send it to another chest. So let's pop that there, and in fact let's use a restriction tube. Here we go. Okay, so that one wants brass in there, that one only wants pneumatic tubes. So if I put that in there, it gets outputted by this one out to there. That's the closest valid inventory, because obviously that one counts as 500 blocks. If presumably if I was to put another chest there, then stick a pneumatic tube in there, yes, it would send it to this one because it's nearer. So that's why restriction tubes are good for overflow, because it'll only go there if it can go nowhere else. So let's do that. Let's put in some redstone. I can't send it to the other manager, so it has to go down here. It's the overflow chest. Now let's say I put it on this mode. That means I want 3 brass in there. So if I put that stack in, it'll take out all of them but 3, because that's all that it wanted. There you go, that's pretty damn cool. Now this is the priority, so the higher the priority, the higher up the list is for items getting sent to it. So if I put another, where's my tubes? There we go. I put another manager equidistant here. Round, and there we go. Charge up nice and quickly. Equidistant there, pop that in there, and say that one wants a pneumatic tube as well. But I'll set that one to priority 1, which is a higher priority than that priority 0. So, just need to wait. There we go. It actually sent the tubes that were already in there to this one, although it only wanted 1. If I do that, it'll send more. But see, if I put a pneumatic tube in there, it'll get flung out straight into this one because it has a higher priority. However, if I now bump this one up to priority 2 and pop a pneumatic tube in here, then it'll go across to... Oh. It seems as though, because they're equidistant, it's just alternating. Yeah. So the distance there is taking priority over the priority, which I don't think it should do, so that's possibly a bug. But there you go. You can also, as you may have noticed, color code items. So, if you make that one or let's choose a colour that's easy. White was the first one, so make that one white, and that one white, and let's make that one orange. And in fact, let's even move this one closer. He wants a pneumatic tube of any sort, and priority orange. There we go. Right. Now, these are a way of controlling your network. So the white ones and the orange ones actually count as being on different networks now. So that one's nearer and has a higher priority. However, it's not on the same network anymore. So I put a pneumatic tube in. You see it's been color-coded white, so it can only go to that one. And if I do it again, you'll see that it won't alternate. There we go. Pretty cool. And when it accepts an item, when it's been fulfilled, it emits a redstone signal. Something I forgot to mention, managers with no color code will still feed other managers on the system, but they won't be able to receive anything unless it also has no color code. You can also use these with project tables, which is very interesting. One thing you have to be aware of though is if you plan to have plans in there, they need to be allowed, because I just attached this project table and the plans got sucked out when I put them in. Okay, so I want to make my pneumatic tube, but I can't because I don't have the materials. Let's say they're far away, but there's a way to keep this project table stocked, and that is by using the managers. Let's say I always want to have 5 bits of bronze, brass rather, than 5 bits of glass. Let's say that's all you want to make at a time for whatever reason. Then, if I put my glass in there, and my brass in there. Okay, I've been a bit silly there. This one needed to be allowed any number of brass. This one needs to be allowed any number of glass. Then I can put any number of glass in there and it won't get ejected. So when I put it in last time, it just got ejected straight away and ended up in here. Put that in there, like that. This one is priority 2, so it should be nicking things from these other managers. There we go, just took a little while. So it'll shoot them in, and then when the later ones arrive, it'll say nope, too late, and send them back. There we go. Take some more tubes, and bingo, it gets stocked up instantly. Almost instantly. If I use up all of them, oh no, I can't make any more tubes. What am I going to do? You just wait for the rest to arrive. So it could be quite handy. It's a little bit slow actually, but it certainly has some great applications, I think. There are also a few more modes on the sorting machine. So this is your normal one that moves along the column and has to be fulfilled. There's blah blah blah, doesn't have to be filled, moves along by the column, does all of them, assigned a separate colour, blah blah blah. But then there are also this one on the top. This one automatically pulses the machine. So if I pop some things in there, you can see it automatically pulls them out stack by stack, which is bloody awesome. As long as it's powered, obviously. This mode here is a cool one, because if we look at this one, you see we've got 1 pneumatic tube, 1 redstone tube. So if we put them in like that, it pulls one at a time, which means you're going to be there a while. So if we change it to that mode, it will pull the whole stack out, just like that, which is pretty cool. And then there's the same again there, which is exactly the same, except you can assign a colour to things that aren't sortable. If you didn't have that one, then it just wouldn't do anything with them. It wouldn't know what to do, basically. It would only take those. You do that, it'll take that as well. And then of course you can have an overflow chest and things. So this makes sorting much easier. Combination of the sorting machine and the managers, I mean, you're sorted. There is also a computer block called the Sortron, which is incredibly powerful, but you have to know Forth for it, and I detest programming, so yeah, unfortunately I can't tell you much about that. I'm sure there'll be tutorials out there somewhere. You can also make this lovely thing, which is a canvas bag. Right click to open, it has the storage capacity of a chest, and obviously you can't put it in itself, that would be silly. There's also the seed bag, which it doesn't do anything when you right click. When you shift right click, it gives you an interface there. Now I can use this seed bag. The damage value indicates how full it is, so if you can see, if I add more seeds to it, that damage value will change. I'm not sure what happens if you put more than one. No, you can't. You're not allowed. You can only put one type of seed in there. And when you right click now, boom. It's a big area that's filled. Looks like a 5x5 actually. Which is not bad at all. I jump on here. And it automatically picks up seeds that may be dropped. There we go, they went straight in the bag, look. Pretty awesome. Sickles can also apparently now cut down the leaves of trees, but I tried that and it didn't work. Don't know what I'm doing wrong. Sickles can also be enchanted now, which leads me on nicely to wherever it is. Here, Vorpal, a new enchantment that the Elaram's added. I get a sword, and I need an anvil. Ding. Sword and Vorpal 4. Now this Vorpal sword has a small chance when you kill a zombie to drop its head. Pretty cool. So if I draw a zombie, I don't know if it works with other mobs as well, but I'm on peaceful. Okay. Didn't get a head then. I'll just clear this hotbar. There we go, I got a zombie head. Pretty cool. As I said, I don't know if it works with creepers and skeletons, but let's have a look. It also does a lot of damage, if you noticed that. Yeah, I got a creeper head. Awesome. So this is a cool enchantment to have. I reckon so, anyway. I don't think you can get spider heads, can you? No. Yeah, so there you go. Pretty awesome. So there you go, RedPower 2 Pre-Release 6. Pretty damn cool, and of course it has the world gen things like volcanoes, big ass rubber trees and things like that. I cannot wait for this to be integrated with Feed the Beast because it will be superb. It's a shame I couldn't get this working because it looks awesome when it runs. But not to worry. You can make a TARDIS now with all of these, or one of the war machines from the war games maybe. But yeah, there you go. RedPower 2 Pre-Release 6, elaram.com. Link will be in the description. There is a wiki, but it hasn't been updated yet. Pretty damn awesome. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.